Your living is determined not so much by what life brings to you as by the attitude you bring to life. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the most massive characters are seared with scars. Beauty is not in the face, beauty is a light in the heart. A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Work is love made visible. Progress lies not in enhancing what is, but in advancing toward what will be. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof. Your children are not your children, they are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may give them your love but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. Generosity is giving more than you can, and pride is taking less than you need. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but at what he aspires to. Love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours. And if they don't, they never were. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Love one another, but make not a bond of love, let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Let there be spaces in your togetherness. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Love is trembling happiness. You give but little when you give of your possessions, it is when you give of yourself that you truly give. The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Faith is an oasis in the heart which will never be reached by the caravan of thinking. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. In the sweetness of friendship let there be laughter, and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. Love is the only flower that grows and blossoms without the aid of the seasons. The real test of good manners is to be able to put up with bad ones. Generosity is not giving me that which I need more than you do, but it is giving me that which you need more than I do. Truth is a deep kindness that teaches us to be content in our everyday life and share with the people the same happiness. The timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness, and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. You pray in your distress and in your need, would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy. The lust for comfort murders the passions of the soul. Trust in dreams, for in them is hidden the gate to eternity. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet and the winds long to play with your hair. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and, when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. If you reveal your secrets to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. A friend who is far away is sometimes much nearer than one who is at hand. Is not the mountain far more awe-inspiring and more clearly visible to one passing through the valley than to those who inhabit the mountain? If you love somebody, let it be with a love that frees and not a love that binds. Love is the only freedom in the world because it elevates the spirit and lets it soar. Love and doubt can never live together. Where one is, the other dies. Love and death are the two great hinges on which all human sympathies turn. To be able to look back upon one's life in satisfaction is to live twice. Doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. Faith is walking face first and full speed into the dark. The appearance of things changes according to the emotions, and thus we see magic and beauty in them, while the magic and beauty are really in ourselves. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. The reality of the other person lies not in what he reveals to you, but in what he cannot reveal to you. Therefore, if you would understand him, listen not to what he says but rather to what he does not say. Between what is said and not meant, and what is meant and not said, most of love is lost. It takes a minute to have a crush, an hour to like someone, and a day to love someone, but it takes a lifetime to forget someone. Love is the veil between lover and lover. Every man loves two women. The one is the creation of his imagination, and the other is not yet born. The obvious is that which is never seen until someone expresses it simply. To belittle, you have to be little. To be great, be whole, exclude nothing, exaggerate nothing that is you. Be whole in everything. Put all you are into the smallest thing you do. The measure of a man's greatness is not the number of servants he has, but the number of people he serves. The true wealth of a nation consists not in the stores of gold in its vaults, but in the kind of men it nurtures and the kind of women it raises. The most pitiful among men is he who turns his dreams into silver and gold. Yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. Life without liberty is like a body without spirit. Perplexity is the beginning of knowledge. You may forget with whom you laughed, but you will never forget with whom you wept. Keep me away from the wisdom that does not cry, the philosophy which does not laugh, and the greatness which does not bow before children. I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than lord among those without dreams and desires. Many a doctrine is like a windowpane. We see truth through it but it divides us from truth. The appearance of things changes according to the emotions, and thus we see magic and beauty in them, while the magic and beauty are really in ourselves. They deem me mad because I will not sell my days for gold, and I deem them mad because they think my days have a price. In every winter's heart there is a quivering spring, and behind the veil of each night there is a shining dawn. The reality of the other person lies not in what he reveals to you, but in what he cannot reveal to you. Generosity is not giving me that which I need more than you do, but it is giving me that which you need more than I do. Love is timeless. It is the memory of the past, the joy of the present, the hope of the future. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. Kindness is like snow, it beautifies everything it covers. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals. The heart has its own language. The heart knows 100,000 ways to speak. Silence illuminates the soul, whispers to the heart, and brings it to rest. Silence is the language of God, all else is poor translation. Forgetfulness is a form of freedom. Rebellion without truth is like spring in a barren desert. He who repeats what he does not understand is no better than an ass loaded with books. The truly great man is he who would master no one, and who would be mastered by none. The most beautiful word on the lips of mankind is the word mother, and the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. The word mother is hidden in our hearts and grows with the milk of her breast, and it abides all through life and draws the tears of the aged when they remember their mother. Safeguarding the rights of others is the most noble and beautiful end of a human being. When life does not find a singer to sing her heart, she produces a philosopher to speak her mind.